Hey, it's me, MLB. This is Serendipity, Chapter 10, titled Being PA is a Hard Job. You stood there, wide-eyed, staring at the beautiful colours of the flowers. They were gorgeous. You reread the note again. A heart? A red heart on the end, does that mean something? What was it? Deku asked meekly as he rounded the corner and leaned against the doorframe. Flowers, you said incredulously. Did you get these for me? He froze. I just wanted to thank you so much for... Can I hug you? You squealed. Deku blushed deeply. Sure. You bounded over to him and wrapped your arms around his midsection. Thank you so much, that's very sweet, you mumbled into him. Slowly he hugged you back. You're welcome, he said softly. You fit so perfectly up against him. It was in that moment that he knew he didn't want your arms around anyone else but him, but you were now his assistant. There was a certain level of professionalism that he had to uphold. You pulled back suddenly. Sorry, I shouldn't be hugging my boss, but... I approve, Deku replied hurriedly. Thank you for the hug. Thank you for the hug, Deku. How old are you, you green-haired ball of child? What kind of response was that? He mentally berated himself. Man up. So you like the flowers? He asked, averting his eyes and fiddling with his pocket lining. I love them, Deku, thank you so much. But you don't need to keep doing all these things for me. You've been kind enough to give me this job. I just wanted you to know how special you are, he said in a very soft voice. You looked up into his face. He couldn't look at you at that moment. His green eyes locked on the floor just beside where you stood. You noticed his gorgeous little freckles dotting his cheeks and nose, his jawline, his soft-looking lips. You were so raptured with his features you didn't realise how long you'd been looking at him silently. It was only when he managed to make eye contact with you that your heart leapt as he gazed deeply into your eyes. There was an innocent depth to them. He looked from your left eye to your right eye, then glanced down at your lips. Your heartbeat increased instantly as your face flushed. Oh gosh, that was a look! Overwhelmed by how close he was to you, and how close you felt like he was to kissing you, you pulled back. I thank you again for the flowers. Just then the phone rang, and it was the front desk to inform you that Go Beyond news had arrived. Deku, your interviewers are here, you said, putting the phone down. Deku was still in the doorway, deep in thought. Deku, you called again. He looked up abruptly at hearing your voice. Yes, Yin? Your appointment's here, you said with a smile. Are you okay? Me? Oh, yes, I'm fine, he stuttered. Gosh, I really wanted to kiss her just then. Is it okay for me to feel this way about my assistant? You smiled and walked over to him, straightening his blazer. You'll be fine, you said, thinking maybe he was worried about the interview. Thank you. You're coming too, though, aren't you? He asked, and suddenly he looked like that timid little 15-year-old you remembered seeing on TV. I'll be right there with you, he said softly. He smiled. You sat at the back of the room as the interview took place, mulling over what had almost happened between you and Deku earlier. I really, really like Deku, like insanely like him, all of him. But can I really tell him that? He's my boss now. Surely that's breaking rules. And what if he's just being nice and doesn't like me back? Would I lose my job? Your mind ticked over and over. Deku was having a hard time focusing on the interview because he could see you out of the corner of his eye. He could tell that something was on your mind because your brows were knitted slightly. He was hoping it wasn't something to do with the flowers. Had he ever stepped the boundaries? Maybe he should pull back a bit. The rest of the day went well. Deku made it to all his appointments on time, and he happily introduced you to everyone he met. They had all seen the pictures of you and Deku leaving the cafe a few weeks earlier, and a few chalked it up to that being the first time that you had been his assistant. Others still had a feeling something was going on, especially when they saw the way he was looking at you. You decided to push your feelings and thoughts to the back of your mind and be as professional as possible, greeting people and networking to the best of your ability. You had an easy job, to be honest, because everyone wanted to be in the good books of Deku and his associates. The cinnamon roll hero watched you with amazement as you confidently booked new interviews and meetings for him, greeting everyone with a warm smile and handshake. He sighed. You're a bit keen on your PA, are you there, Deku? A male journalist said, sidling up to the muscular greenette after the board meeting at Heroes Daily. Oh no, that would be unprofessional, Deku said hurriedly in reply. Yeah, come on, the journalist said with a slap to Deku's back. You can tell me. No, it's nothing like that, but she is amazing, isn't she? He gushed. I'm lucky to have her. The journalist leered slyly at Deku as he continued to gaze lovingly at you. I think I've got a story here, the sly reporter thought as he backed away to leave Deku staring lovingly at you. Do you really get to be with the hero Deku all day? An inquiring 7-year-old asked during the school meet and greet that afternoon. Yes, I do, you replied enthusiastically. That's so cool, the little fanboy gushed. Does he save you if you're ever in trouble? Yes, actually, that's how we met. He saved me twice, you replied with a smile. Is he your boyfriend? A little girl asked. Oh, no, he's not my boyfriend, he's my boss, you replied, with a bit of a sweat-dropped look. Do you love him? She prodded. I think he's very cool, you said diplomatically. My mummy said that you probably got him in the sack, that's why you got promoted. Okay, now, how about we pay attention to what Hero Deku is saying, hey? You said with an embarrassed blush across your cheeks. Oh my gosh, what are parents saying about me and Deku? And there is chapter 10. Stay tuned for chapter 11.